Hi people, today is all about mounting this two-stroke engine. It's a 125cc from Gilera MX1. It's a great bike, old but nice. First of all, the engine was all painted in the original grey color. The first step was cleaning those edges and remove all the dirt. Then I removed the paint what is not supposed to be there. So the first starting the mounting of the bike, first I put the seal ring gently. Not so then we can put the bearing, but before we need to warm the house of the bearing. Then we can use the old one to put the new bearing on place. We calm gently, and if necessary, try to warm it. On the other side of the case, it's the same. You need to warm up the case before you put the bearing. Try to warm between 2 or 3 minutes. It's enough. And then you can put the bearing in place. After that, put the seal ring. Use always a little bit of oil on the seal to help put in place. At this time, you can see that every bearing are in place. It's 4 bearings on the right side of the case. Okay, so we can start mounting the engine. We'll start by installing the spring, the gear selector. It's composed of 4 parts, all is described on the bottom. With the select gears in place, we can start with installation of the gear stop lever. It's a simple process, it's not difficult. You need to put the spring, then the gear, then the washer, then the circuit. Now to the process be completed, we need to install the drum. First install the drum, the roller with the washer on the other side, and then we can put the gear stop plate. It's a plate with all spaces for the gears. Be careful doing this. You need to secure the gear stop lever, and in order to gain space to put the gear stop plate, it only have one position to enter, so no problem. Next step, we need to put the washer, a plain washer, and then the washer with a little pin. After that, you can screw with a screw. Don't forget to bend the washer, okay? Now it's a critical part. You need to put the main shaft and the transmission shaft at the same time. Otherwise, you will not put them in place separately. Okay? Be nice and calm. It's not easy to put them in place, but with a lot of work, you can do it. The next step is the installation of the fork on both sides of the shaft. One is transmission and one another is the main. Sometimes it's not easy to put a fork, but you need to be gentle and patient to do this. Immediately you can put the rod in place to ensure that the fork will not leave the spot. You need to do the same at the other side. On this side the fork is up, not from down, and there is two forks on this side and not only one. Here it is the second fork, side up. And the rod. Immediately you should install the circlip in order not to forget, okay? Now, time for crankshaft. We'll start installing the shim washer on the right side of the case, and then we can put the proper crankshaft. Always ensure that the crank runs smooth. Okay, next step is to install the counter shaft. We need to install the counter shaft and then the washer on the top. Okay, I'm sorry about the camera position. I didn't realize. In this process we need to install the counter shaft gear. This gear is very important. I will show in more detail in a few moments. Okay. After the installation of the counter shaft gear, we need to install the washer and then the nut. Okay, after this process we need to install the other gear on the crankshaft. We start to put the seal on the gear. Then we need to put the countershaft gear in place. Be aware of the dot with the dots on the gear. You can see on this image. See the two dots on different gears aligned. It's very important. Don't forget this. With the gear in place, you need to put the pinion. It's a piece of metal. With the pinion on place, you can put the primary cup clutch gear in place. Then the washer and the nut. Okay, now let's work with the control clutch. At this moment I'm cleaning the seal ring that is already in place in the case. Then we put the washer and the spring and the switch, the clutch switch. We can put all these in place and insert this on time. Then we have to make a little of effort and put the spring in place. Okay, we will finish now the installation of the plate that ensures the cable to the clutch. We install the plate, the spring, washer, and then a little screw. Okay, next step we will install the seal ring on the shaft. Gentle, always with a bit of oil. It ensures that helps the seal to enter and avoiding to damage the seal. Can remove that piece of gasket that is not necessary. Now we can install the plate that will ensure secure the cable. One cable that will pass there. There are two plates, I believe. Yeah, 2 plates. We need a plate, a washer, and a bolt. Same here, we need the plate, the washer and the bolt. Okay, now let's install the two nuts to secure the electric starter. This is the first part, is the pinion housing. And then the electric starter. It's complete. First, we need to put the roller cage. Then we can install the piston. Note that mark needs to be to exhaust side. With the piston in place, we can put the gasket. Be aware this gasket is very thin. This is almost paper. Then we can install the cylinder. Before installing, make sure you put some oil on the piston and on the cylinder too. With the fingers you can squeeze the O-rings to help entering on the cylinder. Okay, be gentle. It's a very important process. Okay, next step is install the gasket and the cylinder head. After this you need to put all the washers and the nuts, not only on the cylinder head but on the cylinder base too, and tighten up. Okay, next thing to install is the exhaust valve. We start putting the gasket on the bush, and then we insert the gear on the bush and put it on place. Okay, don't forget to put the washer and then the circlip to ensure that everything is okay. Okay, now install both screws and tighten place. Okay, continuing installing the exhaust valve, we need to put this flange on the left side of the engine, install the seal ring, and put inside the bearing brass. After that, we can insert them on the engine and tight with both screws. Okay, on the right side of the engine, we put the exhaust valve and check if everything is tight and okay. Then we need to install the push, which has a seal ring, and we need to install the seal too. Be gentle not to damage these parts. Sometimes it's better to remove all the units and mount the exhaust valve outside of the engine and then put all together in the case. Then, with all the exhaust valve in place, we need to install the circlip. Then, put the plate on place and attach the two bolts I forget the washer. You need to put the washer, then the bolts, and tight. Okay, to finalize, install all the ball joint, complete, of course. This is a little bit tricky to explain how it works. You need to check the manual, but in few words I can explain that you need to first attach the the coupler that goes to exhaust valve. Do not tight the bolt. You only tight the left bolt when you push all the exhaust valve to the right. Okay. Check if the valve is working properly on the cylinder, if opens and closes. Okay.
This is not forever. Folks changing like the weather. Cold wind and all around. Toxic people being severed. Like leaves falling in September. Cold wind and on the ground. You can cut me down, but I won't stay.
Install the buffer on the bush. And after all this work and every piece is tight and in place, you can put the cover. Of course, don't forget to put the screws and tight the cover. Okay, let's start with the fun part, clutch. First we need to install the thrust roller bearing. Then the bearing. Then we can put the first roller cage and install the clutch house. Note that the second roller cage is inside the basket, okay? After the basket we need to put the washer. And then we can put the inner hub with bolts in place, okay? There are 4 bolts, don't forget. To finalize, install the washer and then the nut, and everything is okay. Don't forget to tighten the nut. I must improvise because I don't have the holding. So let's go. Don't forget to bend the washer, okay? For secure reasons, of course. Now we need to install the clutch plates, drive plate and the driven plate, okay? Before installing the plates, ensure that you put some oil and they are to the arrow to the left side of the engine. The arrow must be oriented to the back of the engine. Okay, next we need to put the small ball inside of the groove and the rod. Don't forget this step. Then prepare to install the plate, the clutch pressure plate. There are 4 springs and 4 nuts. I installed it with the springs already in place. It's okay, it's not difficult. The adjusting screw rod is already installed, you can see it with the nut, central nut. And then you need to install the nuts, the 4 nuts. It's a little bit tricky, so I put the engine order install and try to do something different. Okay, tight well the nuts. The manual says that they must be 2 millimeters on the top of the surface of the plate. So check the manual, don't forget that. It's very important. Otherwise, clutch will not work properly. Okay, clutch is installed, so let's prepare this shaft and the ring. It's only to close that gap on the cover. Remember to put some oil to help entering and not to damage the rubber. It's very easy to install. Then install the circlip is inside. It's easy to install too. In order not to forget, you can install already the oil dipstick. He has a gasket. Okay, put the new gasket and put the stick on place. It's only left to install the spring and then the cover. It's a small cover with the cup to go inside the engine, and this part is done. You can see now this process, the seal ring installed outside of the water pump, and here you can see all the process, all the process already done. The pump fan installed, then you need to install the bearing inside, then the spring pin, and put it on place. Everything goes very tight. Next step, we install the gear. Put the 4 balls inside the gear. Install the centrifugal cap. The roller cage must be face up. Then the washer. The rack is next, and then the spacer where it sits the spring. After the spring, you need to install the spacer, then the washer, and install the circlip. Okay, with this, water pump is full ready. Okay, let's install the rev. We start with the bush. We need to put the ring on the bush, outside the bush. Then don't forget to put new seal ring. And then we need to put a seam washer and the counter pinion. Mount everything and voila. Okay, let's install the oil mixture. First we need to put the seam washer, then the gear, and install the mixer control shaft. Don't forget to put the seam washer after this on the top. Okay, let's prepare to put the cover. Clean the edges with some alcohol or brake clean fluid, and then spread a little silicone. After this we can put the gasket. Okay, all prepared to receive the clutch cover. Be gentle. All the gears must be organized inside, so do not apply too much force. Use 1 or 2 bolts to secure the cover, and then put it in place. Okay, let's install the mixer. Put the new seal ring on the mixer and install it. It's easy. Only 2 bolts on the body of the mixer. Okay, next install the side plate. You need to put the plate, the washer spring, and the screw. Okay, let's finalize the water pump section. Install new gasket and put the water pump body in place. There are 3 bolts, 3 screws. Okay, let's put the mixer cover in place. You have 3 volts too, with washer, of course. And now we have to put a new gasket and the cover of the adjusting the clutch. It's very simple. You have 2 screws to install. Okay, after this I had a problem with my camera. I know I don't have a very good camera, and I didn't realize that almost 45 minutes of video were not recorded. Um, I only saw when I was preparing the video. So the only thing that I can do is dismantle apart the cover, the left cover, and show you what I installed to finalize the engine. So let's go. Okay, on the left side of the engine, I installed the stator. Is inside the rotor. I installed the rotor too, with the washer and the nut. On the top of the engine, I installed the blades unit on the cylinder with the carburetor union and the 4 bolts with the washers. To finalize, the clamp was put in place. People, I hope you enjoyed this long video and stay tuned.